Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, YouTubers. This is Anonymous T. Hope you're having an amazing day today. So today I'm reacting to the Breakfast Club's thoughts on Janet Jackson's two-part documentary that aired over this weekend on Lifetime. I will, of course, as you know, I have some other Lifetime videos I am working on specifically about the Janet Jackson documentary, as well as a couple detailed thoughts on part 1 and part 2. And I will also link in the description box what the Breakfast Club said about the special. You guys know I always cite my sources, or I plug in the receipts in my thumbnail. So the following, it was about, I want to say 8 minutes or so. They mixed in kind of some of the highlights from the documentary and played sound clips, as well as gave a little bit of commentary. So the first thing that they discussed was Janet Jackson's upbringing, how she grew up in Gary, Indiana, as well as when they moved out to California, how they had racist neighbors and everything else. They had also mentioned, Angela Yee did, talking about how Q-Tip discussed Janet Jackson and how Regina King had discussed that Janet Jackson and Tupac had chemistry while filming Poetic Justice. And then also they had talked about and played the clip about the alleged secret baby rumors and whether or not that was true, and played the clip, of course, of Janet Jackson saying that she gained weight because she was on birth control while she was filming the TV show Fame. And Charlemagne then gave a comment basically saying, if it was true that Janet Jackson would admit that she has a child now, because, back then, or when you're first coming out and about to make it big in the industry, he was trying to say that the industry tries to have you lie about your age, lie about whether or not you're married, lie about whether or not you have any kids, because they want to push you to superstardom and paint the image that you are like this young single heartthrob, or young single sexy woman or what have you. So therefore, he said if it was true, then it would have been admitted now at this point. But they have you lie about your age and lie about being married and lie about whether or not you have children when you are young and starting out into the entertainment business. And so then they played the clip about Janet Jackson discussing her relationship with James DeBarge and their marriage and their annulment and everything else. And Angela Yee was commenting on the fact, how she was shocked that on their wedding day, that after they got married, that James DeBarge had left Janet Jackson alone in a room for hours to go get high. And then they played the clip about the Coca-Cola deal and how Janet Jackson had missed out on a multi-million-dollar Coca-Cola deal because of the first set of allegations against her brother Michael Jackson first surfaced. And so the deal was close to being complete. However, once that came out, that deal went away. And so then Charlemagne had made a joke that the Jacksons were all in soda wars because Jacksons had Pepsi and Janet Jackson had Coca-Cola, and then made some joke that Tito was up to sign for Dr. Pepper, but it did not work out. And so then they had clowned him a little bit. But it's kind of wild because immediately when Charlemagne made that comment, I was like, wait a minute, doesn't Coca-Cola own Dr. Pepper? Didn't they buy the rights to Dr. Pepper some odd years ago? I want to say in 2010. But I was like, it's basically Coca-Cola. It would be a subsidiary of, Coca-Cola. Dr. Pepper is essentially, since Janet was offered that Coca-Cola deal. And so then from there, they had wanted to discuss the Jermaine Dupri stuff that was revealed in the documentary. And so me personally, I had already known, because I'm a diehard Janet fan, but I had known prior to that Jermaine Dupri had cheated on Janet Jackson with the Magic City stripper, and I already knew the details of that and them breaking up and everything else. And because there was speculation on what the song Confessions was about, and it wasn't about Usher, but it was about Jermaine Dupri. But due to the timing of when it came out, he was still actually with Janet Jackson during that particular time. So lots of speculation in terms of all of that. But they talked about, how Jermaine Dupri said that, he was with Janet for like 8 or 9 years and was reckless, and you know how, and they played the clip how all these women were after him now that he was with Janet Jackson. And it kind of reminded me of like when Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, how now that he's married to Beyonce, how everybody just continues to come for him or like try to get with him or what have you. And like the same thing happened with Jermaine Dupri back then, that him being with Janet Jackson attracted probably women that he has never had never attracted before or had previously turned him down. But now that he was with Janet Jackson, they wanted to see what was up and see why Janet Jackson was into him, which increased his interest. And so he started feeling himself and then started cheating or what have you. And so then Angela Yee had mentioned that there had been several interviews in the past that Jermaine Dupri has done discussing the relationship with Janet Jackson and why they broke up. And part of it, in addition to the cheating, was the long distance, because he was in Atlanta, Janet Jackson was in Malibu, and DJ Envy was recalling the fact that that was when, around the time that Jermaine Dupri first started working for Virgin Records and was in Atlanta a lot of the time. And he said that he recalls him like flying back and forth quite a bit. And so then they had discussed as well the Super Bowl stuff and an update on the Super Bowl, and they played the clip. And I thought they were going to get into the discussion about what they felt Janet's comments were about the Super Bowl incident with Justin Timberlake. But really all that Angela said was, you know, Janet's got to be tired of, you know, continuing to discuss this. And then Charlemagne didn't even want to mention the Super Bowl. He was like, I want to go back to Jermaine Dupri. And so then that was when they were giving more details about Janet and Jermaine Dupri's relationship and just did not touch the Super Bowl comments at all. But I have plenty to say on the Super Bowl comments and a lot of the other topics they had discussed. But what do you guys think of the Breakfast Club's reaction? What do you think about them saying the industry makes you lie about your age, lie about your marital status, lie about whether or not you have children when you're first coming out? And if Janet had a kid, she would have admitted it by now. And what do you think of them discussing as well the joke about the Coca-Cola deal and Tito being offered a Dr. Pepper deal? I know it was a joke. I know they were just kidding. As well as their comments on Janet and Jermaine Dupri's relationship. What are your guys' thoughts on all of that? Please let me know what you guys think. I, of course, have a playlist specific to the documentary so that you guys can check that out, as well as I will be uploading later throughout the week some videos regarding the documentary and some of my thoughts on some of the hot topics and things that took place. So please check back with that to see my thoughts on those. And please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Please share and get notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys again soon.